Yo, goons, what's good? So, Hotashi here had a TNS run February 26th and ran into Red I'm Not, my good friend also known as Luca, a great Goldlewis player. And afterward, Hotashi seemed a little frustrated. We had a little chat, and he was interested in trying to find a way to make the matchup feel a little more stable and, general strategies for Goldlewis. So I figured I'd give my 2 cents on it, and we'll see what we can find. Maybe some things that, in my opinion, could be done better or differently. Keep in mind, it's all just my opinion, but I have a very strong track record, not only in the mirror, but also in secondaries against every single Goldlewis. Especially in the mirror, I'm very dominant in tournament historically. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look here. The matchup is Bridget Goldlewis, so I will be talking about some matchup-specific interactions here. Okay. JP round start. Just to explain what's going through Hotashi's head here. It's a layer 3 option. So, layer 1, White Wild Assault. It's a threat from Goldlewis. You have to be able to beat it. Layer 2, we jump over it. Layer 3, Goldlewis will preemptively air-to-air to beat you jumping over it or force you to block. And Hotashi responds with a preemptive aerial of his own, a faster one, JP. And just like that, we're in there. White Wild Assault whiffs, round should be over. You whiff punish the White Wild Assault, Goldlewis should be in a losing position on average here for sure. So far so good from Hotashi. Definitely a clean round. And we get the wall break. Looks good. Looks very good so far. Right there. This needs to be an FDC safe jump. You have to FD cancel to not risk getting 6P'd or 6P on block for Goldlewis in this spot. So I would say FDC JK. That's the lowest execution option. You can do FDC JS if you want to be optimal though. And a run up throw. The risk reward is simply not with you on this. You don't have resources. You're way ahead and you have a long enough block string to generate meter. I would say, keep going until you can do like yo-yo, FRC, like FPRC yo-yo into roll. That can be gapless if you get the slowdown. That might have been possible here, or like a slight reset in the block string. A lot less risky than going for a throw without resources to back it up. You just have to be careful managing risk reward in this matchup, and also managing your resources as well. So it's a little too risky, but you actually didn't get punished. Right here, this would have been a guaranteed YRC. Once you see the behemoth coming down on that drone setup, YRC on it. That if you really don't want to deal with this situation, that's totally fine. You would have for sure gotten guaranteed bursted into the corner, but could be worse, I suppose. The other thing I would recommend in this spot, I'll show you when it comes up, but basically Goldlewis, you know that we want to side switch you here. So it's going to be like JH or drone setup basically. So I would say DP OS, the cross up, and then stand FD same side, and you'll be left in, the highest probability spot on average, I would say. Now, even after, you need to be FDing rule number 1 against Goldlewis for a reason. FD everything. The general strategy. FD until he gets forced to pick one of a number of options. Slow behemoth to extend pressure. A slower special like drone. Or normal like 6H or something along those lines. A run up, or most often they're going to do a far slash or a 2K. Both fantastic DP points for Bridget, especially a not spaced far slash. That's actually a guaranteed DP point for Bridget at many spacings against Goldlewis. It's very, very annoying to deal with, but you have to be FDing to make them get there. And if you did FD close slash Kara 248, which is a DP call out, if you didn't know, it'll catch your input and it's also gapless. It's a low. You can threaten backdash here. The only thing to beat it would be preemptive Wild Assault. He's +3, he's doing a 20 frame option, and your backdash is 17 frame total duration. Luca here, but I'm not, they would have had to do a preemptive Wild Assault to beat that. Backdash from Bridget, if you're spaced after FD, would have beaten pretty much everything else. Gotta be FDing to even unlock that option though. Instead, we eat a close slash. 2K DP point right there. Good block on the running from Hotashi, and we end up YRCing anyway. Forces the burst, and right here, it's gonna be a safe jab. That DP, I think, is slightly telegraphed, but also this is a fine execution check. It's not that easy to get that safe jab there. I would just say take note that they did do a safe jab, and know the counterplay for future references, especially if they're going to start doing it mid-screen. If they showed it once, they're going to do it again. I can guarantee you that. So be it, you're wrong. It happens.
Bursting me,
Especially early in a set, RPSing aggressively like that is fine. Show your confidence, not a problem. That's a high variance round start option from Red I'm Not. It'll beat 5p and that, but it will lose to pretty much everything else. Like walk back is a fine round start on Bridget, and then just react through a Wild Assault. Totally doable if you're just walking back, and his threats if you're just walking back are not that great. You know, he'll basically have to get a read and run up into like a 2k or something to catch it or whatever. But yeah, that's why you just gotta be careful taking risks. Execution check on the safe jab. Safer option is one of two things. Execution check with backdash, because that's way harder to deal with as the Goldlewis player. But of course you open yourself up to getting scooped by some active behemoths. The other thing is that you should probably just consider like stand FD blocking it, because after safe jab is a good DP point, but the pressure after and the spacing is not that great for Goldlewis, especially against Bridget. It's going to be a 2k where you can backdash pretty reliably or RPS with DP, or it's going to be a far slash, guaranteed DP if it's not too spaced out, or it's going to be like a run up. You make the Goldlewis kind of RPS by messing around with your options there, I would say. And that's kind of a better, more winning minigame on average than wake up DP, I would say. And to mix that in with backdash makes it really hard for Goldlewis to then start doing things. Then you reintroduce the DP once they're meeting with behemoths. But so far, we've seen like only safe jab and drone basically. So got to pay attention to what they're doing, but it can be hard this early in a set. Keep in mind we have the benefit of hindsight here. And Hotashi is a very proven player, obviously. So nice whip punish, great stuff. Throw's a little risky. You have the meter to OS it though, so it's okay. Same deal. Playing some aggressive offense here. It works though. Hotashi's experienced enough player to know how to use that meter effectively and play with the threat of it. And also make Red I'm Not uncomfortable to block here. Good stuff. I would just say, like, you know, you don't need to really do that because low variance game plan, just block stringing into your 50-50s is very good against Goldlewis as well. Yo-yo? This is what you really want to be good at with Bridget. Playing this post-yo-yo situation. Backdash is okay to get out of Wild Assault range, but it makes your options to react with a little more limited because you can't actually hit them, you know, in these kinds of ranges. Instead, you could just kind of sit there and wait for them to move and pick, you know, based off what they go once you're solidly reacting to it. Wild Assault is a concern in that case, though. But yeah, if you're defending against him properly, especially with stand FD and whatnot, and you force him into those spacings where he has to do those options, like I said before, then you can really, you know, play the game of like making it hard for him to run offense. And he just burnt Wild Assault for like a mediocre turn, basically. They will have had to have gotten greedy at some point in there. Still good for Goldlewis overall. I'm not trying to say that Wild Assault isn't busted, but if you know how to mess with his offense, it's like this situation can feel really bad because you'll just get, you know, back to neutral. And we see double Wild Assault get spent. That's okay. It's a safe jab again. Safe jab again. So, you know, stand FD and then RPS or backdash. That's how you deal with this. Backdash on 2k is fine as well, by the way. Very good, especially if you FD in your space, with Bridget in particular. We're in there. Reversal 684. It's a 6p, we're in there. It's going to be a wall slump here. No, wall slump. What am I saying? That didn't slump. The super wall break. Good stuff from Hotashi.
Resources.
FTC safe jump. That's exactly why you do it. Exactly why you do it right here. Anyway, you blocked an 862. They PRC'd forward. Always be looking out for the fuzzy in this spot. So a little bit of education here. A very common mix-up for Goldlewis in this spot. Run 8x2 or fuzzy overhead. So run 8x2 is kind of dash forward, and then 862 or 842, the high-low behemoths. Both reactable. The low is slower than the high though. So block high if you want to cover both the option of the fuzzy overhead and also that run 862 and then just react low. And it's very rare for Goldlewis's to represent the low option on the fuzzy itself, the fuzzy 50-50. It's kind of not that rewarding, relatively speaking. And it's just not common until you demonstrate that you're really familiar with the fuzzy. You also have deflect shield here. Red I'm Not likes to bait that a lot in these situations, but it is an option that is pretty good if you truly don't want to deal with this situation as well. But anyway, let's see what they opt for. It's going to be the fuzzy overhead. So we lose burst. That really wasn't necessary there, in my opinion, as long as we have some good knowledge. That should have been a Roger super. Punish the behemoth and get rid of the drone. Make sure to use your tools. Another safe jab. Yeah. Another safe jab.
You know?
Doing it every time. Gotta know how to deal with that.
I missed
We
out
gotta
my
know how to deal with
IBFD.
that.
I guess I got tilted.
But that's the other thing, like Hotashi said. Hotashi is so great at IBFD and IBs that, you know, just FD blocking on wake up would be pretty good here, but it's just not happening. Let's move right along though. Rust, you know, that's okay. It happens. I think it's hype. Hotashi's, you know, trying to compete for LCQ. That's going to be great. A little bit aggressive neutral there, maybe trying to hit the drone recovery. But yeah, IBFD on the safe jump, very good stuff right there. On the safe jumps, URPS backdash and DP. Goldlewis, I'm going to reiterate this probably a bunch, but Goldlewis cannot both OS and safe jump at the same time. Like either DP is going to beat his jump when he's trying to OS his jump option, or he's just going to OS and like get nothing off of it, basically. Those are the two possibilities. So that's kind of what you have to abuse with Bridget on the safe jump game. Or you can just block, you know, if you're confident in your IBFDs, that's really good too. The other thing is, at these, like in these scrambly situations, a JD is coming out because Goldlewis has to run kind of deep for everything else. It's either going to be a BT or a JD. BT to beat 6P, 6P to beat JD. Pick something. 6P is pretty good because it will also be most of his pokes, but yeah, being at this range where he's got this burst option of like rising JD is really bad. It's not the end of the world on block though. He's negative unless he cancels into a BT. And that's a decent DP spot as well, actually, if he's right next to you. And if he keeps it gapless, most likely, you know, he might be negative if he does it absolutely rising like this. So, and even if he's plus, the spacing is not the end of the world for you as long as you get used to your react backdashes and DPs on spaced far slashes for that kind of thing for 426, 486. So there's a bit of homework if you want to practice that. Something you can actually apply. Easier said than done, of course, though. Nice. Terrible combo from Red Eye, I'm not. I would say just count your losses at that point and take the round. You know, accept the round is over. You don't need to spend burst there, but Hotashi's going for it. Good confidence, but yeah. Scramble JD seems to be an option Red Eye not is representing a lot. Hard to beat, but you can just kind of represent it by beat it by being patient, just walking back and that kind of thing. If I'm Hotashi here, I'm just stalling for burst to build. Great read though. I would get a 50-50, no block. And a little bit of fear there as well. Yeah, you don't really need to be afraid on that space 2P. What's the pressure going to be? It's not much. That round was won though. That's just an execution error. It's okay. Nice whip punish with that 2K. Yep, looks good. So far a clean Bridget round. Oh, now we get a slump, yeah, and that's optimal too because yeah, that would have built the full burst anyway. Too aggressive. And no need for that throw. String him into the mix-up is my opinion. Just choke Goldlewis out. Don't give him these chances. Don't let the bummery shine through. We're bums. We're going to go for it. We're bums. We are bums. Deflect shield right there, I think, is a higher probability option, but that's okay as well. It had to be DP right there as well to be that JD. Maybe a 6P. Series of unfortunate interactions here. So I would say if we do like deflect shield scooter, we're left in a pretty good spot here. We could do deflect shield Roger super. Deflect shield into, you know, them while assaulting is a concern, of course. But yeah, deflect shield against drone is really, really strong in general. It's guaranteed, and it pushes them really far back. Very good stuff.
Whoa.
Nice try, though. Game 3. Far slash wild assault. Yeah, a little risky. Not too bad though. There's a good anti-air there by Red. I'm not getting around the drone can be tricky, but you know, I would say that. Yeah, let's find the spot again. Yeah, the trick is if he's close next to it, just like far slash him, make him block it, and he can't get anything if you get hit by the level 2 drone. Otherwise, you kind of have to play in the air. Just block in the air. If you take a mid-screen block string that he's spaced out on, so be it. Better than getting hit. Deflect shield right there again would have gotten you out of the situation. And the fuzzy again, you gotta be looking for it. From that range, run 842 really wouldn't have been real either. If you're more spaced out, that option is not that big of a threat. It'll have a gap most of the time. You can kind of OS it with a DP.
Funny.
5P round start, good. Beats Wild Assault and Mash. Unfortunate right there. Right here's a good example.
What?
A nice way around it, but you didn't lose much. In fact, you had a net gain from that situation. Spent a Wild Assault for nothing. Throwing out these buttons to stuff the approach, and it's working well, but yeah. You gotta be careful respecting level 2 drone too much. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, Bridget does have a little bit of a hard time dealing with it for sure. It's gonna be run 842, yep. Nice FD, exactly why we FD. And that's like the 4th time Red M Not has done 842 on block there in the corner. Yeah. Okay. So, of course mechanical errors are an issue. You know, Hotashi probably, this set could have gone differently in games 1. Aside from that, so be it, that's rust. But for general anti-Goldlewis, I would say I'm seeing that we don't seem to know like the answers to common situations that Goldlewis will put you in. So deflect shield like when drone's on top of you, or like FDing the safe jab, or like backdash, RPSing with it, that kind of thing. Like DP safe jab, that's what they want you to do. That's like why they safe jab. That's what it's strongest against. So gotta be aware of that. And the general heuristic for defending against him, just FD him out until you force him to 2k or far slash, basically. Otherwise, you force him to do like a drone, slow behemoth, or a run up. From there, you just adapt based on what the player's doing. A good Goldlewis will vary their options there, and it will be still very difficult to deal with, of course. But that's what you want them to do. You want them to be forced into varying their options, because then they'll start picking things that are really not safe or high probability per se against you know, your entire bag of tricks as well. They'll just be to call out one option at a time, essentially. And that's like the crux of playing against him. Minimize, you know, the ability that we have to follow flowcharts, basically. Try to make us think as much as we can on our offense. But yeah, FD him out, wait from the 2k or far slash, you know, play the DP or backdash game from there. And on a space far slash, you can just kind of backdash for free. Now, if you're really good, you can practice backdashing on React to 426 and 486, which you can do consistently, even with 4-frame backdashes. I can promise you it's doable if you practice it. It's a bit of homework for you. That's generally helpful as well. But if they go for that meaty, you react with DP on Bridget. So it's not as big of a thing on her, but still useful to know, because that way, if you block a space far slash, you can also counter hit them out of drone on reaction. You can just react to whatever they do. And that's really good. And it's minus 12 on hit. So, or on block. So, I mean, they're not going to stagger with it, really. Unfortunately. Anyway, that would be my general 2 cents. You want to avoid being too aggressive on offense against her, generally, if you don't have the resources to back it up. You know, you got to be careful against Goldlewis, especially when you have very little HP. But confidence, establishing that, is one of the biggest steps people need to take and don't in learning the matchup. So the fact that those fundamentals are there, hopefully the knowledge we've given here can shed a little bit of light on what to look for against Goldlewis for the man himself, Hotashi here. Of course, I doubt this, but if you somehow haven't heard of or are not following Hotashi, please check him out on Twitch and YouTube. He's a great content creator and figure in the space. Now, with that being said, I did get the take of 2 Goldlewis, or rather 2 Bridget players, Digblig and kshue Owatamu, 2 great Bridgets, independently. So I didn't like give them any kind of prompt or say I was discussing it or anything. I just said, hey, here's this Hotashi VOD. You know, what do you think? We'll just give it a watch through and have you discuss it. And they had 2 very different perspectives. So let's swap over to them and kind of get the Bridget POV on things as well, because I'm not an expert on Bridget stuff, whereas Digblig, for example, definitely is. So yeah, we'll see you later, Gones. I hope you enjoyed this one. Goodbye.
It's somewhat hard to hit Bridget with Wild Assault, because her backdash is just so broken.
I don't think backdash is the answer, honestly.
I mean, yeah, but like, it's so easy for her to create space compared to a lot of characters. Nah, put the setup away. What was that? Dude, Hotashi's got the most funky avant-garde shit I've ever seen. I love him for that, though. A lot of
Luca's
Bridges are very
6P here,
sterile.
probably. Oh, didn't 6P.
Oh no. Yeah, Loki, the hardest part of defending Goldlewis is blocking all the ILO. I mean, it's not even that it's hard to block, it's that you have to block like 10.
I don't know if it's necessarily a good
Bursting
thing to
into the
do,
corner
but
was
against
not my
Goldlewis's
fucking
like
bingo card.
Luca, who safe jab like every time, I just backdash on wake up, and like it does kind of work a lot. Dash XP as Goldlewis on round start? I've never seen.
Oh no, I can't recommend backdash on Goldlewis, man. Not when he could just meet you with any of his 30 frame active moves and just kill you. Like, I think the issue with Bridget is that she has a DP, but she can't really use it the same way all the other DP characters can because she has no life. She's kind of like Chip.
That was a crazy guess.
Wait, does Wheel Super build less burst than...
Yeah, it has less hits than the other. Super.
Okay, yeah.
You also, I mean, you need to
Dude, look
DP
at
versus
this.
Goldlewis.
He's so scared of White Wild Assault, man. He's not willing to stay anywhere within like half of the screen, and he gets hit anyways.
Oh, wait,
man.
that was
That's why
really good.
shit's broken.
Backdashing after 2K there and 2D whiffs, and you get like somewhat of a neutral reset. That's good.
Oh yeah.
There's also DPing the gap after 2K. DPing on 2K, I know Goldlewis players hate when you do that.
Oh yeah. They always cancel off the 2K.
Mm-hmm. I would say they can bait it, but it's like I think representing it has to be like a good option, right?
They got resources.
Yeah, he's gonna do some shit to wake up.
Yeah,
How
6P.
did I know?
You
How
have
did
to
I know?
you have to do an FD safe jump.
That's kind of good actually. I think doing a White Wild Assault after Yo-Yo, that's hard to deal with. Because it's probably at the spacing where you can't even throw it if you
No.
react. And another safe jab, he's dead.
I missed on my IBFD. I guess I got tilted. Unless my button got
You
unbalanced.
have to like find DP points defending Goldlewis, because I mean, you're gonna die one way or another, right?
See, what I'm shocked is Hotashi's so good at IB. I never see him IBFD Goldlewis meaties. And it's so weird.
Yeah, I like IBFDing.
Because he's just getting farmed by it. Like, just meaties, and like he keeps DPing a safe jab. Like this right. Oh,
Nice
never
6P.
mind.
That was
I don't know what that combo was. That was awful.
And also, like, this is like the burst economy matchup. Bursting when you're down, right? I feel like you have to just go next.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Still got some fight in us.
That was really good 2S to call it fuzzy, or whatever Luca was scheming.
Luke is not scheming anything but wake up Nash. Come on.
Oh my god, that air throw is sick!
Oh, not
Oh, that's unlucky.
not holding back there.
Not on my radar at all.
Those are mixed character fundamentals. Always holding back to catch something whenever you're not putting block stun.
Not doing too bad.
Yeah, the round was won.
Oh, there we go. Conversions. Oh no!
Did he go
See,
for slump?
this is so bad. This is so bad.
I
This
mean,
is oh
it-
my god, bro! He came
worked.
with a fucking Maserati on his after
I mean,
hitting him,
Luca
bro.
was-
Look at this.
Luca was always gonna have burst after the wall break. Right?
No, he had like 70% burst.
Can we get a
he went
rewind, Lolo?
for another
Not
mix.
bad.
Can we get a quick rewind on the burst economy there?
Look at this.
No, the burst was full. Who
Okay,
cares?
I mean-
Yeah, no, that was a valid song.
Okay.
That was actually a really good slump.
It actually was kind of optimal. Never mind. My fault.
Goldlewis mix.
It's a lot of damage.
Safe jab. Oh, wild assault. Yeah, that's
Not bad.
so hard to fuck with. And then, yeah, this is. Yeah, you have to be like extremely
Whoa.
right here. Probably could have done like 6P counter hit into a full combo there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's white that's all. Yep. Tell you, man, that's the stuff that changes matchups. I mean, Bridget used to be really good at.
Well,
I mean, Bridget's really good at moving in the air, but White Wild Assault is like the best anti-air in the game because you can't even fucking hit it or jump over it.
Oh, that could have been a sick air throw. Also, going for like high risk plays like that, if you're wrong, negative the purpose Goldlewis. I feel like in this matchup, I try to play like
All right, so I
really
get.
safe.
Oh, I thought
That's a true
he was
block
gonna bait a deflect shield there. I'm shocked.
Ooh, that too. Oh, that was almost sick.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Funny.
that's just when like dropping combos. whatever
That's
happens.
a Guilty Gear
Yeah.
scramble if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, yeah. That's the kind of thing where like if you're not 100% clean versus Goldlewis, like they could just RPS you out of the round.
What?
I mean, that's Goldlewis neutral, man. And Luke is just gonna sit back, wait
this
until he builds
situation-
his level 3 drone.
I will say in this situation where Goldlewis has no burst, you can just camp the neutral out and like you should not.
He's
be
getting
losing it.
farmed by Jab right now. What is this?
Like if Goldlewis does wall saw a couple times, like you backdash it, you get to a neutral state where they have like really no burst. You can just play like the pre-patch neutral where you just play you play your 5H range where they just really like you can play reactive and there's.
I mean,
very
it's
little
pre-patch
damage.
neutral, but
I
they're
tried.
gonna have drone. That's not the greatest thing.
Drone is a 50 frame start. You could react in 5H. If that's why you play in range of your 5H. So like if you
Oh,
let them
okay.
get full screen, they do drone. But if you just like play like the spacing game really hard to your where you're always in 5H range, if they try jumping at you, you could usually respond.
Standing in 5H range means that you're in JD range. I mean, that's still not the
How would you
greatest.
say you should deal with drone, especially level 2 drone? You just camp it out with backdash, because
Oh, if they get it out,
yeah, if they get it out.
I mean, the stuff that I do is I try jumping over it and just like worst case scenario, I air block some shit because I don't want to corner myself. Like I'd rather eat a Goldlewis mid screen block string than corner myself, honestly.
Yeah, I think Sajam of just running up and blocking is also not even that bad. Because mid-screen, it's really hard for Goldlewis to really lock down Bridget because she has a DP and hitting her backdash requires like some level of
Yeah.
extreme reading.
I definitely think level 2 drone is something that people respect way too much against Goldlewis. If you just run up and
Oh, yeah.
block against that, especially
Also, yeah,
Bridget, it's
I'm
kind
pretty
of
sure
like
his level 2
especially-
drone isn't hard knockdown, and Bridget 5H hits through the drone, so you can like make him block something, tank the drone, and be like
Yeah.
pretty chill.
Yeah.
Also-
The only struggle with that is if you get hit and he doesn't block, he does get the hard knockdown with the 5P confirm. But
Yeah.
Depending on the situation, you can if they're coming like right behind drone, you could throw out a far slash, and even if they block it, you can recover in time to block it and not get hit.
Oh yeah, that's a.
do you guys have any overall like retrospect on the set?
Oh no,
Uh,
he's getting farmed by meteors.
I mean, Hotashi has like a relatively risky playstyle in general, which like if you're making guesses against Goldlewis, you know you're wrong once you lose the round. Like I don't think it could be like making risky like guessy plays versus that character, and like there's no way to consistently with that kind of playstyle. I think.
Okay.
I think in this version of the game, there's just no good way to fight Goldlewis. Even if you are like, I'm gonna take fewer risks. White Wild Assault is just such a good like wall breaker that like you can't wall out that move, right? It you know, if you're trying to scout out a move for, if you're trying to scout out JD and anti or that, if you're trying to play in the range where you can stuff drone, all that stuff, White Wild Assault shuts all that down, and it's just plus in your face, and then you have to start making reads, right?
That's where I come
So,
in. Don't worry, I got that part.
So I think, honestly, I think the aggressive playstyle in neutral, trying to like, I think trying to take the initiative on Goldlewis is honestly better, because you don't want to sit back and just let him White Wild Assault you for free. I think that's the big change for Bridget this patch, which sucks.
I literally do the opposite, where I just accept the White Wall Assault as an inevitability, and I try to like okay, White Wall Assault is gone. Now I can play the game.
No.
even if I want.
If you run away from White Wild Assault, if you're running away from White Wild Assault, drone, and like JD and whatnot, like you will just corner yourself.
No,
And
I don't
die.
run away from it. I'm like, okay, this character's broken. I'll block a White Wild Assault. It is what it is. I'll just sit there and down back when I think.
Yeah. Or just down backing White Wild Assault. That's also good.
Yeah, that's like.
But yeah.
I let him do it on my block. If he 2Ks, maybe I DP, maybe I lose the round. Like I don't know, Goldlewis, I guess.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
But if
But I
he
think-
White Wild Assaults 2Ks, I DP him out. That's one less Wild Assault. Woo.
Yeah.
I'm almost free.
But I think
Love what it's doing.
Hotoshi's strategy of just running backwards every oh my god, every single time he has burst is just it's exactly what Goldlewis players want. That they want to just not have to do anything and just win for free. That's like they want to not have to spend that White Wild Assault on until they're on offense so they can just reset pressure. But like you know, if you're actually holding your ground and then they have to use white wall, or they don't even have to use it. That's just so broken. They don't even have to use it. But when they
They have the
inevitably use
option of
it,
using it.
I swear to God. But yeah, but once they use it, because you know you're not just giving up your ground. I think you're in a better spot
All right.
if you're just like blocking mid screen.
Thanks for your point
So.
of view, fellas. I appreciate it. So.
Oh yeah.